What's going on, everybody? This is Steve from Altcoin Buzz, and how you doing, my friends out there in the crypto sphere? Go ahead and hit that like button to show your support for this channel, and if you're not subscribed, welcome to Altcoin Buzz. You can hit the subscribe button down below, then hit the bell next to it for notifications so that you can get updates when we drop new videos just like these. Check us out on Twitter too. We're there at AltcoinBuzzIO. We're also on Instagram, having fun with you guys, hanging out in the community, seeing what it's all about. So everybody loves to see a green, just like they say. They love you when it's up, and then they hate you when it's down. We've noticed an interesting correlation between the market and the audience viewership on our YouTube channel. So just kind of show you that there's certain people that are only in it for the gains. There's not a lot of, or there's less people out there that are serious about the big time and long-term aspect. So it's okay. They'll be back, right? Because the market's going to recover. Then they'll wish they stuck around because they're going to be rusty about it 6 months from now or whenever it is that the market booms and catches their fickle attention again. But you guys are here. You guys are cool. So keep it real. And we're here to stay. So taking a look, yeah, this sea of green, it's pretty much green across the board, but brace yourselves, guys. There are definitely some opportunities that people are probably worth taking a profit on. And let's highlight a few of those. And obviously what one person deems for there to be a sufficient amount available to claim a profit, another person might kind of scoff at it and say there needs to be more. Well, Litecoin is, it's not done, I don't think. Litecoin is on the pump, and we're going to talk about that. So stick around. We'll talk about what the heck's going on with Litecoin. We have talked about Litecoin many times in the past couple months, more specifically kind of anticipating a big game changer to hit. Well, that's been announced. So that's probably why Litecoin's making this, you know, I dare to call it moonshot, but let's go ahead and take a little click on it there. It's definitely not a traditional moonshot, but it's making a lot of vertical moves. So I think you're going to see a lot more moves on Litecoin. And if you bought Litecoin at a higher value, stick around. You guys might get back to a place where you are equitable again. So that one can only hope. But one way or the other, you never really seem to lose a whole lot in terms of Satoshi. So, you know, that's all good. Everything seems to be up right now. But getting back to the market, there was a couple other ones that were noteworthy. Ethereum Classics made some strong gains. Umise Go is another one. So Ucash, I didn't get into Ucash. That one seemed to have some massive run up out of nowhere. Maybe you guys know a little bit more about that one, but that one's on the downturn. So Z Classic, that one's on a strong move. So if you guys are in those coins, you know, consider taking a profit maybe on some of your holdings, or unless you know something that I don't, just be prepared for ups, be prepared for downs. We're getting into less of a frantic market. Even with the Chinese New Year upon us, it seems like there's still a lot of stability. I was a little bit nervous about what might happen just overall, even though the Chinese, of course, supposedly can't participate in cryptocurrency investing. It doesn't seem to have stopped many of them from doing so. But Litecoin is definitely making some runs. If you look at their normal websites, you're not going to see a lot of news out there, right? You'd think that they'd be blasting some of their most recent news. You got to check it out. This is on Litepay. So this is at Litecoin, or at Litepay Inc. on Twitter. So if you're following us there, you might want to just jump on and see what this is all about. So this is Litepay that's been hinted at since like December 2017. And I think that this may be one of the viable reasons that Charlie Lee might have been looking to get rid of all of his position on Litecoin so he can continue to supposedly lead the organization without having a conflict of interest. Now, the Litecoin Foundation is launching Litepay, and more details are going to come on the 28th. So we're basically 2 weeks away. It does say the 26th. I've seen the 28th listed elsewhere, but now that I see it on their official site, or the official Twitter, the 26th. So basically, we're about 2 weeks away from the initial infrastructure layout of Litepay. And this is a way that your average brick and mortar mom and pop store will be able to accept Litecoin as a form of instant payment. So this is not only going to create a medium for you to actually use Litecoin as a currency, which is, yes, its intended purpose. It's not a token. It's expected to be an investment and also a coin that you could use to pay debts and make normal everyday purchases. So that is coming to reality faster than most out there. And it seems that they're going to have a bank issued Visa card also that will make it more make your Litecoin more spendable at certain retail stores. Now, some of you may not care because for some of you guys, you're buying Bitcoin as a long-term investment and you didn't buy it necessarily as a coin to make everyday transactions, to buy a cheeseburger, to buy a soccer ball, whatever the case may be. Make those payments on your lightly used, previously loved Ferrari that keeps popping up in my ads. You know, it seems like they're either trying to sell me Alienware or some ICO or a gently used Ferrari. And I don't know if I should be insulted that they're trying to sell me pre-owned Ferraris or not. But yeah, it's just interesting. If you caught that earlier, I think it was up on the screen. If not, I just keep seeing it everywhere. Like, what the heck? You guys draw in some weird ads. I think just being in cryptocurrency space, these Ferrari people are chasing down the Win Lambo folks. And either that or they're not smart enough to buy the right keywords. So they're buying the Lambo keyword. And then by mistake, because we're using it as a colloquialism, that they're targeting us or their ads are appearing with us. By no means am I actively trying to buy a Ferrari. It's not like we've got the Altcoin Buzz ICO going out there. Who'd be crazy enough to do that, right? Am I right? But yeah, so first tweet's a winner from Litepay. Well, at least the only tweet I'm seeing on here. The fudge. Let's take a peek back at this. So expect to see some run-up, some speculative run-up. And basically, it could be a sign of support, but it's definitely going to be speculation at this point. A lot of people making some prospectus that Litecoin is going to go gangbusters. Now, in full disclosure, I hold Litecoin, so I am personally vested in the success of it. Most of my Litecoin I actually bought above today's current market value, and I'm not ashamed to say that because before the big part of the dip, like I'd say after like the first half of the dip, I still had some faith that Litecoin was a strong position, and I purchased it just over $200 for the majority of my most recent purchases. Didn't really keep track of my previous accumulations because I hadn't accumulated a large portion. You know, I'd always kind of tried to diversify between Ethereum, some Bitcoin, and then Litecoin, and then everything else was just all kinds of other altcoins, you know, 1,000 this, couple million that, a handful of this one here and there, just so I could be as diversified as possible. I keep my money on as many exchanges out there as reasonable and in different wallets and stuff like that, because I don't want to become the victim. I think if I'm in the cryptocurrency space long enough, this is kind of like some real talk here, I'm going to become the victim of some type of disaster, right? And I think in cryptocurrency space, there's also this like awesome fact that there's just going to be a ton of breakage too. And by breakage, I mean that people are going to lose their private keys. People are going to like dunk their Trezor in the toilet, or like all these crazy things are going to happen. They're going to break their phone with their Google two-factor and stuff like that. They're not going to be able to access their coins, and no one's going to be able to help them because this is the blockchain space and we asked for it, right? We asked for that security basically to like make it so it was even protected from our drunken self to some extent. So you're going to see a lot of breakage out there in terms of coins that, you know, maybe one that get stolen, but I'm thinking in terms of breakage, more like people just lose access to them. People croak like they haven't figured out a long-term inheritance strategy. You know, we've talked about a few times that ICO or that coin that's out there trying to solve the problem with what to do with your coins when you pass, that sort of thing. You know, like how does your family access them, stuff like that. But it's going to happen to a lot of people. But yeah, kind of stay in on that. I'm getting off on a tangent, but you know, Litecoin's one of those coins that I think once it goes in and becomes a spendable coin and people start doing more than just buying big stakes in it to hold it as an investment, and there's all these microtransactions, you're going to see so much of it probably just getting frozen up in these oddball places where, you know, less than the minimum amount to transfer is going to be locked up somewhere and someone's going to walk away from it and stuff. So just like how we're missing out on some of the Bitcoin that's out there, you know, they estimate somewhere like 3 million or so Bitcoin are lost forever. You know, we're going to start seeing some Litecoin probably get lost forever too, in addition to the ones that inevitably already are. So, you know, that's just another thought. But let's take a look at Litecoin again. Let's see if it's still making a run up. The market overall, didn't seem like it, but the market overall, as I've been sitting here tonight, it's gone up by a few $1 billion. So that's a good sign. When I started looking at this half an hour ago, this was at like 424. And I thought that was great because we're seeing a little bit of sideways stability again. And I would think going into like the Chinese New Year, we certainly could have seen some potential prospective dip. But this just kind of goes to show you that there are some good positive vibes out there. The blockchain is here to stay, man. In my day job, which we don't really talk about, I'm working on a blockchain project right now that's the companies that it's between is secure at this point, but there's businesses out there. The talk a couple years ago was like, oh, we need to get in on your API. We need to get there are buzzwords out there in the tech industry. We need to get on your API. We need your SSO. We need to get on the cloud. We need all these like things, and people were just like, we need a budget for this. Well, now it's like, hey, let's get let's get a blockchain going. Let's get this. Let's get a blockchain. So let's do this for inventory. So blockchain's definitely there to stay. There's going to be a talk about it tomorrow on Capitol Hill, where I'm only a bill, and they're going to be talking about basically probably a bunch of underqualified politicians who are so busy coking, smoking, and eating at all the Washington's finest wining and dining and 49ing type of locations that they're too busy getting paid off by people. And you got to wonder, like, should people in the cryptocurrency space be making deals with politicians and paying them off? I'm only kidding, but because we shouldn't have to resort to that. But like, that's how we ended up with this like POS insurance system in our country, is because those people just seem to manhandle our politicians and pay to be there when we're like the only civilized country in the world with this crazy quote unquote health care system that's really just a health gambling system, of which the companies you pay the premiums to don't even actually provide care to you. So it's just this like crazy system. I hope that blockchain doesn't become so bastardized that it ends up becoming a crooked system where businesses with the money can force regulation upon the independent part of the blockchain right now, which is what we're seeing, is that everyday people like you and me, not literally, but you could take an idea and pitch it, create an ICO, get venture capital, produce a project, hopefully become successful, and all that thanks to micro donations and micro loans from everyone out there who believes in your project. And then we're going to end up get this swindled in by some type of large corporation that's going to come out swinging bags of Richards, and they're going to start hitting these people over the head saying, you know what, this is an unregulated space. It's dangerous for people. There's everyday Joes out there losing their life savings on Davercoin and BitConnect, and let's just make an example. And there's this guy named Carlos from New York, and he's Carlos Matos Vieira, and he's here to talk about BitConnect. And God, if they can get that guy to testify in front of court, that could be like the most damaging thing if he got in front of Congress. But they might get jacked up though, man. But just kind of expect that type of malarkey, that type of BS to come out, where you get some big Fortune 500 company come out and try to claim that cryptocurrency is bad for business and that it ruins legitimate businesses and all that stuff. Meanwhile, people like Walmart's are going to be out there, cashing in on it, laughing all the way to the bank, just like they always do. This is a movement where dudes like Charlie Lee can produce something as a side project while he's working for Big Brother and create a coin of his dreams, and another guy to create a virtual reality experiment. And this, all these people, I say guys loosely, but what I mean is that everyday people are able to join together and pull together a team on a common goal and solve problems that otherwise may take longer to get a business behind, because businesses are trying to find out like, oh, how quickly can I turn a profit on that? Oh, it's got a 3-year payoff time. That's ridiculous. Well, in the blockchain space, we're looking at roadmaps with 2-3 year deliverable dates for day one of the project, let alone profitability in some of these cases. So stay tuned. Try to be vigilant about what's going on in the market. Don't let us all get pushed over. When we say that this is something that needs to be self-regulated, what we mean is that we also need to stand up for ourselves collectively and speak out and use our voices appropriately when something is trying to wrong our situation. So pay close attention out there to what's going on in government regulation for the betterment, right? That's not FUD. That's just to say, like, empower yourselves. If you're going to be part of the altcoin army, if you're going to be invested in anything, don't let someone else walk all over this and try to tell you what you can and can't do with your hard-earned cash. That'd be like telling you can't give your grandma a birthday present because she's going to put the money up to no good and buy some smokes or something like that. So this is Steve from Altcoin Buzz, keeping it real. You guys hit that like button if you haven't already. If you've listened this long and you haven't hit the like button, you're acting like it's costing you some kind of money. Hand that thing over and just smash that button up, because I love you guys. Take it easy.